Welcome back. A scathing order from a Delhi court prima facie highlights the role of former AAP councillor Tahir Hussain in the 2020 Delhi riots. The court, while passing an order on framing of charges, has noted that Hussain and the other accused had a clear-cut objective to harm Hindus in the violence that unfolded in northeast Delhi in February 2020.
Nearly 3 years after riots in the capital, there is a big twist in the story. While framing charges against former Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain, a Delhi court said the accused targeted Hindus with a clear-cut objective to harm them and their property in every possible manner. The court order says, the facts and evidence of this case show that a number of persons assembled at the house of Tahir Hussain. Some of them were equipped with firing weapons. Petrol bombs were also arranged by accumulating the required materials in the house of Tahir Hussain. Stones were stored in this house in sacks. All these things were used to target Hindus.
Today the courts have yet again confirmed that the Delhi riots were not a sahyog but a socha samjha vote bank ka udyog and prayog, and the mastermind was Aam Aadmi Party's councillor Tahir Hussain, and the clear-cut objective was to target Hindus.
Tahir Hussain was seen in multiple videos that emerged at the time of the riots. One of the videos was tweeted by BJP leader Kapil Mishra, showing Tahir Hussain on the roof of his house carrying a lathi. Massive plumes of smoke were seen billowing up directly from the building below. Aides of Tahir Hussain positioned themselves in various parts of the building. Most of them had their faces covered. A second video is even more damning. It shows a huge mob on Tahir Hussain's roof, and they appear to be throwing petrol bombs on the crowd below.
जो दिल्ली दंगा था वो अनप्लान नहीं था, वेल प्लान्ड दंगा था. ताहिर हुसैन का रोल बहुत क्रिटिकल है, बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. इसने फंडिंग भी मैनेज कराई है.
So is the anti-Hindu plot behind the Delhi riots now completely exposed?
All right, I want to go across to our guest, Vineet Goenka, BJP spokesperson, joining us. Ravi, political analyst. Subhash Jha is a lawyer. And Geeta Bhatt, academic, joining us. Ravi, let me read out what the court said while it framed charges against Tahir Hussain and 9 others. Every member of the mob assembled there, which is in Tahir Hussain's house, had participated in achieving this object, which is to target Hindus. Such preparations made and this house being used as a base, seen along with the conduct of the members of this mob, show that they were acting out of a prior meeting of minds with a clear-cut objective in mind to harm Hindus in every possible manner. This is a judge saying in an order where charges have been framed, sir.
Zakka, I have heard about it, and first of all, anybody who is a culprit and the charges proved against him must be convicted and must be punished. There is no defense for that. But the fact is that in this case, yet trial is yet to commence. Evidences are yet to be corroborated in the court of law, and then only a court will order a conviction. As far as this case is concerned, I distinctly recall a reputed channel just a couple of days later on this incident of Delhi riots was standing on the roof of Tahir Hussain's house and was touching everything by hand. Whether it's a stone, whether it's a bottle, or whether it is anything, he was touching by his hand. So it appears to me that all this probe was very much biased against a particular person, and that's why I'm saying that the evidences
Sir, the
are
probe,
to be examined.
No, you can ask questions of the probe. I have a very simple question to ask you. This is what a court of law has said. A court has said this while charges are being framed. Are you saying that are you doubting what the court of law has said?
No, what I am saying is that framing of the charges is okay, but then evidences are yet to be corroborated and examined in the court of law. Then the person will be convicted. The conduct of the Delhi police has been dubious.
Let me read more, sir. Let me read more. I'll get Vineet Goenka also to come in. The court has also gone on to say, the facts and evidence of this case show that a number of persons assembled at the house of Tahir Hussain. Some of them were equipped with firing weapons. Petrol bombs were also arranged. By accumulating the required materials in the house of Tahir Hussain, stones were stored in this house in sacks. All these things were used to target Hindus. This is what the court has said while framing of charges. Vinit Goenka, please respond. While Ravi Srivastava is right, technically and legally, these charges have to be, the evidence has to be examined, the evidence has to stand in a court of law. But if a court is saying this, that's a serious concern, because it's not just a riot that spontaneously broke out. It's clear that this was very, very well orchestrated and very well pre-planned.
Zakka, Ram Ram to you and to all my co-panelists and the viewers who are watching this particular debate. Very unfortunate that it was an intentional, intended riot where there was a thoughtful thing being done. It was a conspiracy which was well planned, pre-planned, planned in detail, so that the equipments, weapons, arms are collected, men are trained in that, and then the men are being used for a cause. And the cause which was defined by this accused and his masters, whose names are yet to come out, and I'm sure they will also come out, was to create disharmony between Muslims and Hindus, and especially target the infidels, the so-called kafirs. They are Hindus, the mainland residents, the natives of this country, so that they are being terrorized, they are being atmosphere of terror has been created, and this was deliberate, this was intentional. There were funds been arranged, there were meetings been arranged. And
but Vinitji, what about what Ravi Srivastava is saying, that the role of Delhi police is also very dubious? The role of Delhi police has been brought to question earlier by the same court.
Unfortunately, this country, this civilization and the religion and the community in country, in India, before independence or after independence, was less damaged by writers and people with this kind of sick mind called as Tahir Hussain, but they were more damaged with people with sick thinking and trying to protect these sick people like Ravi Srivastava is doing right now. I feel pity on him when the judge has been said, and when there is a clear action, when people in this country could see the videos, and thousands of people have seen the videos, you and I have seen the video, he has seen the video, but for petty political argument, if you're saying this, I really feel sorry for him.
Okay, Ravi Srivastava, quick response, after which you have to go to Subhash Jha and to Geeta Bhatt as well. Ravi Srivastava, quick response.
Let me complete.
Ravi Srivastava, yeah.
I want to remind his co-panelists, please do not name. No, do not name the people, and I never name my co-panelists. I have my own opinion. I am saying that this is bulldozer politics, demolition politics, is all by one particular party in every state.
No. Are you saying, Ravi ji, are you saying what Tahir Hussain did is to justify bulldozer politics or in response to bulldozer politics?
No, I'm not saying.
Delhi mein to koi bulldozer nahi chala. The bulldozer went earlier this year. I'm talking about 2020 Delhi riots. Bulldozer in Jahangirpuri was earlier in 2022.
Zakka, what I'm saying is the police is biased. The man Kapil Mishra keeping his hands on the shoulders of the ACP and making goli maro, all those
Sir, no one is justifying that. No one is justifying that, but that does not justify the presence of Molotov cocktails and petrol bombs on the roof of Tahir Hussain's house.
That is all
anyway,
in the real.
Let me go to Subhash Jha. Subhash Jha, again the court, and I'm quoting from the order on framing of charges against Tahir Hussain and 9 others. The video clips collected by the investigating officer do show that the accused Tahir Hussain was quite active during his movement on the terrace of his house. The video does not show any adversity between Tahir Hussain and other persons who were present on his terrace, and it seemed like there was a meeting of minds with a clear-cut objective in mind. Now, Tahir Hussain's defense was that I'm doing all of this in self-defense. Surely it can't be self-defense if 10 or 15 or 20 people who are on the roof of his house were all attacking the so-called mob that was downstairs, but they were not attacking each other.
Zakka, if I correctly understand, his defense appears to be that he was trying to douse the fire with the building was gutted with. Not that he was saying that it was in self-defense. This kind of self-defense is never recognized in the law. Now, look at the arms and ammunitions which were kept on the terrace of the building, of his own building. What not? Petrol bombs, firearms, pistols, stones with which people could be hit. And there was one gentleman who lost the first information report, was even hit with a bullet. So therefore, I, to some extent, although me and Mr. Srivastava are never on the same page. But with one thing, I must agree with Mr. Srivastav, that Delhi police possibly missed out something which is very important. In a case like this, they ought to have pressed into service provisions of UAPA Act also. This is a terrorist act. This seeks to terrorize one section of the Hindu community with these kind of arms and ammunitions. There is a presumption under UAPA Act. Therefore, getting conviction is more easy than getting conviction in other IPC offenses, because there the onus is on the prosecution to establish the case beyond all reasonable doubt.
Okay.
Here, the rebuttal of presumption will be on the accused if UAPA is to
No,
be
so
pressed
two
into
things
service.
in
I do not
response to that,
understand.
and I want to get Geeta Bhatt to answer that. Two defenses that have been put by Tahir Hussain. Number one, he was doing this in self-defense. He was trying to protect his house. Number two, he is saying all of this was planted by the Delhi police post facto. And like I said, the Delhi police's role was also brought into question by the same court that was looking at this 2020 Northeast Delhi riots case. So please answer on both of those points.
Zakka, I think the videography and the evidences, visual evidences, which all of us have seen, which were there on the social media, they very categorically show, and that is what has been the observation of the court, that he was not only just a part of the conspiracy in hatching the conspiracy, but was also participating in the riots. This is an observation which has been made by the court, and in fact, the truth of the Delhi riots today, it stands vindicated because of the the evidences that have been produced in the courts, and based on which the observations have been made by the court. And in fact, there were many those when Tahir Hussain was arrested, they were trying to project that he has been arrested because he belongs to the Muslim community. And in this garb of Islamophobia, they were trying to project that Tahir Hussain was not someone who was directly involved, and the kind of observation which has just been made, that it is or which he has put forth in his defense. But the fact remains that we all saw it, Zakka, and we had seen that how in these riots, which of course it instigated many, and with this kind of someone who was a part of a political party, part of a system.
Ravi Srivastav, how does the Aam Aadmi Party continue to brook this? Because you can turn around and say, oh, he was a former councillor, he's not associated with the party anymore. But the fact is that this man on an Aam Aadmi Party ticket, and Aam Aadmi Party has been in power in Delhi for the last 7 or 8 years, you can't distance yourself beyond a point. You have to come out and unequivocally say that no one else in the party has anything to do with him. The party has nothing to do with him. Why was he, given any kind of political patronage in the first place?
That's true. In fact,
Ravi Srivastav.
1 minute, madam. The question is to me. See, first of all, no party is devoid of criminals. It is all parties have got some or the other. But what I am saying is, before pronouncing somebody a criminal, a trial has to take place. All evidences have to be put and corroborated, incontrovertible evidences.
You tell me, Raviji, you tell me, if instead of Tahir Hussain, a BJP councillor was caught with petrol bombs and pistols on the roof of his house, my God, the entire, Aam Aadmi Party, the government, the ministers, everybody would have been out on the street saying, "Dekho, BJP dangai karati."
I think it's your presumption. I think
why is it a presumption? You correct me, no? You correct me if it's a presumption.
Law should apply to everybody equally. There is no question of that he was belonging to this party or that party. A criminal is a criminal. There cannot be any justification to anyone for that matter.
Vinit Goenka, Aam Aadmi Party is saying he has nothing to do with us. He's a former councillor. Unka aur uska koi lena dena nahi hai.
Sacked from the party.
Yeah, Vinit Goenka.
Can I come in, Zakka, here?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I repeat myself, those people who protect this kind of violence, not only they are guilty of promoting this violence, but this time to come, generations to come will never forgive them. I have seen in 1984, violence was used as a tool by Congress then, and I have seen in 2020, violence has been used by Aam Aadmi Party. Tahir Hussain is not single case. Amanatullah Khan, Somnath Bharti using violence
Ravi
against
ji,
his
one
wife
second, let him
and
finish.
security guard, Satyendra Jain in Hawala. Ravi ji, you can't use your verbal violence here, please. So all these people, and do you think this was not done with the understanding of the leadership of Aam Aadmi Party? They were not aware of this? Let me point out one question to you and to the co-panelists and everybody who is watching this debate. Did Arvind Kejriwal, the CM of Delhi, boss of Tahir Hussain, condemn Tahir Hussain? No, he tried to protect him. A. B. Did he visit the victim, the IB officer who was killed by goons hired by Tahir Hussain or probably instigated by Tahir Hussain?
Yeah.
Did he visit him? No, he did not do that.
Okay,
he did not
so
do that at all. He
Ravi,
did not
respond
visit
to that.
any Hindu that
Has the
time.
Aam Aadmi Party
He did not
has
condemn
the Delhi
the
Chief Minister
act.
condemned?
He never
Did he
went
go and
to
visit the family of Mr.
these
Sharma
people,
who
this is
died
a
in this
thoughtful
attack in the
conspiracy.
riots? Ravi Srivastava?
Zakka, this is totally unfair. This person is trying to give a communal color to this unfortunate incident, where the people from both the communities.
This is a communal act.
No, why
Mind it, it is the
why
court
are you
which
saying
said
he's
it's a
trying-
communal.
He's asked a very simple question. One second.
It's a
Ravi ji,
conspiracy.
Chief Minister of
You
Delhi,
guys are
Chief
responsible
Minister
for
of
killing
Delhi,
Hindus.
Ravi ji, suniye. Ravi ji, Chief Minister of Delhi is the Chief Minister of all citizens, whether they be Hindus, Muslims, Christians, whatever. He's asked a simple question. Has the Chief Minister of Delhi gone and visited the family of that one Mr. Sharma, who was an IB official, who died in these riots? Simple question.
See, it's not a question of any community or communal. He has expressed his sorrow and.
People think he has not visited a single Hindu.
For all the people who have died, they were all innocent people. So don't give it a color. He was a Hindu, so he has not visited. He was a
They were
Muslim,
not
so he was
innocent.
not
They were
visited.
victims of your conspiracy. Shut your mouth. They were victims of conspiracy. It's an act of communal violence.
Did Mr. Modi visit any Muslim person who died over there?
No, but
Did he visit them?
Vinit ji, ye bataiye, just 24 hours before this happened, no, 1 second, 24 hours before this happened, there were images of Kapil Mishra urging Delhi police constables saying, goli maro. Has anything happened to Kapil Mishra? Kuch karwai hui iske khilaf?
Zakka,
Not only
do
Hindu,
not
one second, let him
condemn
answer.
this particular act of
Anurag,
conspiracy
Let him answer,
of
Ravi ji, let him answer.
eliminating Hindus from Delhi by bringing in a small tribal issue of Kapil. And Kapil can answer himself for that. Here the question is larger. Was it intentional? What is deliberate? Was it planned? Was it funded? Was it with the knowledge of the leadership of Aam Aadmi Party? Did the leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party condemn this particular accused after the incidents happened? Did the leadership of Aam Aadmi Party visit
No,
the
so
Hindu
these questions
victim
you asked a
IB
moment
officer
ago, you haven't
Sharma's
answered
house?
my question
Answer
saying
is
that
no,
this is the
clear cut.
responsibility of Kapil Mishra. Fair enough. What was the Delhi police constable who was standing next to him doing? He's not Kapil Mishra's responsibility. He should not be taking orders from Kapil Mishra. He should have
These
arrested
are
him.
small things which can be
Not a
discussed, but the
constable, a
larger
DCP
issue
level
is,
officer was
was the
standing next to him.
conspiracy. They are not in Tahir Hussein's case.
That's what I say, that you are only take one
Zakka,
side always.
it's very simple.
Which is totally unfair and incorrect.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to give the final word to Mr. Jha. Mr. Jha, I think on one point I agree with Ravi Srivastava. At this stage, charges have been framed. This has to be proven in a court of law. And as we have seen with numerous riot cases across India, across history, they simply do not stand up. The evidence simply does not hold up in court.
Zakka, the problem is why it doesn't stand. Let us understand to the legalities. Because in criminal trial, it is the responsibility is quite heavy on the prosecution to establish beyond all reasonable doubt as to who were the persons responsible for rioting and what role has been ascribed to each of these accused. And then it is very difficult for witnesses to come and depose after 3 years or 5 years or 10 years as to what role, specific role, who picked up the rod, who picked up the revolver, who picked up the pistol, who threw the petrol bomb. It's very difficult.
Okay.
And then it doesn't match with the statement recorded as 161 of CRPC.
Okay,
and
I'm completely out of time.
goes to
I'm really sorry for curtailing it. But thank you very much to Vinit Goenka, Ravi Srivastava, Subhash Jha and Geeta Bhatt for joining us. We'll see what comes of this. This has to go to trial and the charges have to be proven in a court of law basis evidence. We'll keep a close tab on that. That's a wrap. Epicenter now with Ayushman.